Alright, we're recording. Yo, what's up guys? Zeph here. Let's talk about Atlas progression. You know, I've heard some people in the hardcore SSF Ruthless global chat, some people have been struggling to progress. Initially, I was struggling to progress too, but you know, it's just a grind of, you know, unluckiness to luckiness. But let's talk about Atlas progression for those who are playing Ruthless, any variant, you know, soft core, solo southbound, you know, this is my advice to you. But the way you would progress the beginning of the Atlas tree is by pathing straight through here, going the left side, grabbing the scouting reports, and then we grab the commissioned officer for 2% chance to spawn a Kirak mission on completion of the map. And then we rush either side, it doesn't really matter. You go for 1.5, you go for 1.5, which makes 5%. And then after that is all selected, you go for solidarity, so you can start maybe having a chance to drop these. So far my luck on these have been extremely terrible, as you can see here. I'll just quickly show my stash. I have 10 Explorer scouting reports and I dropped one singular yesterday. So almost the same odds as what we see here, which is 1 in 10, but I was 1 in 11. But yeah, so after, if you're someone who's not really focused on crafting the corpses, or cares about the devoted modifiers, such as the Nameless Seer, the Harbingers, the Rogues, the map contains an extra map boss or whatever, you know, you can skip this step. But if you're someone that wants to maybe spawn this Nameless Seer a bit more, you know, have a higher chance of spawning him, I would recommend pathing into Devote Pursuit. This will increase your devoted modifiers of spawning. Oh, wait, never mind. I just realized this. This is not the... Oh, interesting. I wonder if they changed this. Okay, I guess this is just devoted modifier effect, which is still good, I guess. This is just like more quantity and XP. I did not realize this is interesting. But yeah, you have haunted modifiers. This is probably good for corpses and stuff. Anyways, there's also this 2 points here. 20% reduced effect of haunted modifiers on your monsters and maps. You kind of want this once you start getting into yellows. But you know, if you're, like I said earlier, if you're someone that is not really focused on the corpse graveyards league mechanic, if you're just looking to progress and just go to red maps, so let's go back. So grab 5% right from Kirak, grab Solidarity. Then you can start pathing into some Harbingers. Why Harbingers? Because we get access to a currency called the Orb of Horizon. The Orb of Horizon is a currency that allows you to change not the tier, but it allows you to change a map, which is like, for example, a tier 5 map can be changed into any tier 5 map except itself. So if I have an atoll, it can be a burial chambers and vice versa. The other currency that Harbingers drop is a Harbinger orb, which is the orb that allows you to actually upgrade the map from tier 5 to tier 6, for example, per se. But yeah, I tested out some Harbinger stuff. I had, initially what I had is all these nodes spec'd. So I had Harbingers, I pathed through up to here. I grabbed first wave and then I started pathing into some stuff up here. Eventually later on, I started pathing into Unspeakable Offensive, but this node is really bad. I haven't seen it proc once. I'm pretty sure I've seen like 20 Harbingers or something, maybe 20 or more Harbingers for sure, or close to 20. I'm not sure, I'm not really counting, but I feel like I've seen 20 Harbingers at this point. And I've never seen it drop a whole item, like a Horizon Orb, Harbinger, Ancient Orb. I've never seen it drop, which means the odds of this is probably extremely low. If I had to guess, we're probably looking at like 1% or 2%. Honestly, it's not worth it. So I decided to unspeculate this whole wheel and just go for hunting for more corpses. But yeah, Harbingers should help with your map progression. Then you can obviously spec into these nodes, which is chance to for maps to become 1 tier higher. I had this initially spec'd, Shaping the World, because it is 8%. You know, if your character is decently tanky, you could spec into this. but just be careful. Once you start getting into like high reds, you don't really need this anymore, and you know, if you're sustaining reds decently, it's better to take it off because you don't end up dying, because the modifiers and the scaling of red maps become quite bad. But yeah, I have Shaper Spect, just so we get more chance to drop these maps at a 4% value. I dropped a Minotaur yesterday. We have Vivid Memories for a 2.6 total, and then 4% for Shaper, and then for Conquered of the Conquerors, I believe, if my math is correct, this should be 2.7, I believe, but I'm not too sure how to do the math because I don't know if it's multiplicative or if it's additive. I'm not really one of those people that's really smart on the, you know, mathematics of how this game works. I can do math well, but not the way that Path of Exile intends. I don't understand how to do that. I path into intelligence gathering just so I can start, you know, juicing up some syndicate. You know, maybe start killing some Katarinas. Probably once I'm a bit tankier, because right now I think if I start progressing into a Katarina, I think my highest Katarina should be around, I believe, tier 14, which means I'm fighting a very strong Katarina, which is very rippy. So I would like to juice my character up a bit harder. And then, yeah, we just go for duplicating of the Eldritch Acres. This is something you want to rush to. Once you start getting into tier 11s, tier 10s, I believe, too, is the first. But once you start doing red maps, you want to grab this just so you can get your Eldritch currency. And then I obviously went for more corpse stuff here. You know, non-modifier effect. You have unique items, but I don't really care about that. I did get the gloves of Prussia, which aren't that good, but yeah. My plan is, with the last 50 nodes that I'm able to get, is probably spec into more haunted monsters. Potentially grab Prospero's Wager. Someone told me that if you spec into this, you are less likely to find things like explicit modifier, belt, ring, amulet. So if you cut off those 4 things, the thing is, you don't see what your crafting is, so it's very randomized. But if you have, like, let's say you're working on one item and you have like 40% of it filled, you can just put it on the other end and eventually connect it. And then you can form a, you know, a nice item potentially. Maybe this is an easier way of getting those rarer mods, which I still haven't found. Gems, the increased percent for gems. But yeah, so we have that. And anything else that I want to mention quickly? Not really. I think I will just probably path into this over here. Maybe just for more tier chance. Or just start blocking stuff at this point, because there's some league mechanics that I don't really care about. You know, they don't really benefit me in any way. Breach kind of sucks, honestly. I think they nerfed Breach. I don't even see hands at all anymore. I've probably done about 5 breaches, like summoning the hand. Not the breach stones, just to preface, but I've only seen a couple hands maybe from 5. It's I think they reduced the amount just because you don't have to click it anymore. You can just run over it. So if you have a fast character, breach is good, but my character's kind of slow. But yeah, my things to block would probably be Delirium, because I don't think anyone is ever going to make any good Delirium jewels. Ultimatum is potentially somewhere where you could get cool items in Ruthless, potentially, but you would have to wait until your character is giga tanky, because Ultimatum, some of those modifiers on there, especially in red tiers, is really dangerous. It's like monsters deal 50% more LE damage or 50% more chaos damage. I believe it was one of them. There is also the one that makes you do 2 damage, or every 8 seconds you can do damage for 2 seconds. That one's really dangerous. There is a rare monsters gain 2 additional modifiers. Yeah, it starts to get pretty hectic, especially if you're not fully ailment immune. You're not, you know, tanky, and you just don't have damage. It's just dangerous. It's really easy to do on a chieftain, but you know, with my current character, yeah, not really. But yeah, I would block breach, abyss, expedition. Maybe I'll keep that because expedition still has logbooks that I can find. And someone did tell me that they found some decent items from Gwenin, potentially. You know, there's Tujin. But yeah, I would keep Expedition most likely. So Harvest, Expedition, Blight, Ritual maybe something I would block. But I don't know. I've been having fun doing Ritual on a Chieftain. This is kind of comparative to Ultimatum for being rippy. But this one has a bit better odds of getting items that you want. If you compare Ultimatum with Ritual, you have one item that you can see in the menu, right, or the UI, and then you advance. But in Ritual, you do 3 rituals if you can, and then you can see about 8, anywhere from 4 to 8 items. A lot of them are going to be blue, but sometimes you might roll like a map, or you might roll a unique. You can also re-roll the favor. Ultimatum is really limited because of how restricted a lot of the items are. It's a lot of blues. You get catalysts, which are kind of useless and ruthless. And I don't know if anyone has ever dropped a I forgot what they're called. I think they're called inscribed ultimatums. It's just like you have this item and you can change it for this upon completion of the inscribed ultimatum. But yeah. If there's any questions you guys have, I don't want to continue wasting your guys' time, but yeah, just to make sure, I would block Breach, Abyss, Legion, Ultimatum, Delirium, and maybe Ritual. But Ritual is like a 50-50. But in keeping everything else, Blight is good for oils. Blueprints are good for replica uniques, which is good for leveling in case you die, or if you're playing softcore, still really good. There's some good ones. And one thing I want to mention, if you're someone who's playing Bama or Mama Arrow, some people like to call it, there are boots inside Heist. They are called replica Blight Spores or something. I forgot. They're replica boots of the Blight boots. And they give you 50% base movement speed, I believe. Also, they give you 80% more damage on movement skills. And guess what is a movement skill? Bama, you know, Blight or Blink Arrow and Mirror Arrow. But yeah, very, very strong. Very strong boots. Pretty much like a 7-link, I guess, for boots. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions in chat, or not in chat, if you guys have any questions at all, you can come to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Zeph. Ask me some questions there. You know, if you're having issues, you might just be unlucky. You know, you might just be having a rough day. You know, it happens. It's Ruthless. It is what it is. Deal with it, as someone would say. You know, those who know. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below in the YouTube section or come to my Twitch channel. I'm a bit harder to reach on Discord because I don't really check that, but yeah, my Discord information should be down below too, potentially. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care and have a good day. Enjoy yourselves.